Go on then.
Scabble, what the hell is going on?
Oh, just singing away there, mate, waiting for you and Ash to join me.
Hello, clubbers. We're back. We're back after just 1 week of exciting
Yeah, I
news,
know.
with exciting news from Ash and NFT Evolutionz, right, Nick?
Yeah,
Oh,
welcome, Ash. We're getting good at this
welcome,
now.
Ash. We know how to do it
Yeah,
still.
yeah.
How we doing, gents?
Doing
Always a
Great.
fine, thanks,
pleasure.
Ash. How are you?
I'm okay. Was that a Coventry City song you were singing, or was it just
No, just rambling,
Top
mate.
of the Pops? Top of the
Top of the
Pops.
pops. Hell, no, that people think I'm a DJ, mate, from the '80s, and you know what they were like.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Ash,
So
tell us
good
what you
one.
do, who you are, what's going on. People don't know what is NFT Evolutionz. Just give us a quick rundown on what's going on, where we're at, and where we're going.
Okay. Ash, I suppose NFT Evolutions stem from the old X Walkers project. Been around for about 3 years. Basically, the NFT Evolutions is the umbrella company that sits above all our projects that we've got. We're basically building an ecosystem within NFT Evolutions that goes across, the NFTs, DeFi, gaming, real world assets, tokens, multi-chains, the XRPL, Corium, Hedera and Solana, and AVAX included with the new poker site that we've got. But I suppose from what we're actually doing, we're building projects that pay reasonable rewards on obviously most things that we're actually building out. Whether it's staking our own validator on Corium, just for holding our NFTs and being parts of the project. So
So
that's,
is that all the projects under your umbrella, Ash, or just Curry and Punks?
so we've got obviously X Walkers. Corium Punks is a partner project with the Corium Community DAO. We've got X Pirates. The Core Heroes was an NFT project from 2 years ago. It was 1,250 NFTs that sold out within a matter of hours. But that's what we built our validator with.
Yeah.
Uh, Core Pulse hasn't been launched yet, even though it's on there. That's going to be something launching probably in a month or so. And Blockchain Home is. We launched probably a year and a half ago. That was a joint project between Corium and Hedera.
Yeah.
And that's actually going to be swapping back just to Corium. It was a hand drawn collection. Basically, it was supposed to be a cross chain project, but as of literally tomorrow, the Hedera side won't be continuing. We'll be converting everything to Corium just for the awards. Basically, we
So,
just wanted to.
sorry, Ash, just sorry
Yeah,
to interrupt you. So that was on H bar. So
yeah.
was that its own community homies, and they will they come over to you, or are they going to be kept as two separate communities?
Yeah, so the H bar side of it, what can I say? There was more Corium interest than Hedera interest.
Yeah.
Because of our validator and our strong connection to Corium, um, we've basically just said we're going to refocus the project on Corium. Anybody holding the Hedera side can actually migrate it across to one of the Corium NFTs, and then we can start paying the Corium rewards.
Right. Okay.
I found the Hedera side very quiet from an NFT community side of things. We do a lot of our stuff in Discord, and Hedera don't do Discord
They
or
are very
Telegram.
quiet. They are very
Um,
quiet
so
communities.
again, you know, with our validator, it's very, I wouldn't say easy for us, but it's very sort of in line with what we've been doing to actually go that route of just refocusing the whole project on Corium. I think it leaves about 150 odd NFTs left to sort of sell on the Corium side.
Yeah.
And we'll just start paying rewards on a monthly. And
Okay.
that pot will just keep growing. Certainly with the X Pirates project, we pay 70% of the pot rewards every month. 30% goes back into the pot to grow the pot, and that will just continue for as long as Corium are paying 43% APY. So it's not a lot of these projects you see on the XRPL currently have a time frame. 2 years, 3 years, they're paying the rewards. That's it. The pot goes. This is a permanent thing.
Nice.
We were the first project with Core Heroes that I suppose basically what we were doing after X Walkers had launched, and we were into that. We were trying to find ways of growing the project. I suppose through the Core Heroes validator. I don't know whether you might know Irish Jerry. He's been around the blockchain since bloody man first discovered fire. He's been in the XRPL, XLS 14, the whole lot. He created, the validator, built the validator.
Yeah.
Obviously, we did the project. All the funds were basically converted to Corium, staked. That validator currently with the Heroes, I think it's got about 5.2 million Corium staked on it through either our projects or individual staking with us. I know it's running at 43% APY at the minute. I had a quick look earlier before I came on, but again,
in
for
case
us,
we asked you that question, weren't it?
Yeah, probably. I thought I'd better do something to prepare myself. But for us back in the day when we were obviously running X Walkers, it was about making those cross chain sort of collabs and communities and other little bits. And Jerry was part of our community. He wanted to do a validator. We got on board with it, and obviously we've been running it ever since. But Jerry does the heavy lifting on the Heroes, and he's the admin for Corium. So on their Telegram and Discord. Yeah. So I wouldn't say we've got the inside
connection, but you've got a good connection there. That's the main thing.
Exactly. But,
and then you've got Skeleton Bar.
Yes, Skeleton Bay.
Sorry, that's my eyes. Ash, they're old.
Zoom in, Nick. Zoom in.
Zoom in.
It's you need your bifocals and.
I was thinking of bar. Off. That's what it was, mate. I was just thinking bar.
Skeleton Bay is just the offshoot from X Pirates. X Pirates, basically. Supply sold out. It's pure and simply on Solana. I'll be honest, it's stalled a little bit on Solana. A lot of the XRPL had their free mints and various other little bits. With the X Pirates, like most of our projects, as I said, it's 70% rewards go back on a monthly, 30% builds the pot. That's continuous, but just for holding the Skeleton Bay, that will just keep building and building and building.
Tough crowd, Solana, mate. Tough crowd.
To be honest, I don't know enough Solana people.
No, mate.
It's some of the spaces I've gone on to, I found it very difficult to interact with some of these. And again, I found them they just seem to jump on hype.
Yeah.
and then disappear. Um, Maybe that's just me. You guys know
Every
spaces as well as I do, and it's just very, very difficult.
Solana's a different kettle of fish altogether. It
There are a
is
few
like you say,
projects who
they
left
jump on
XRPL, right?
hype and then they
Mm,
just disappear and on to
Yeah,
the next one, and it's like, oh no, I can't be dealing with this lot. Tough
yeah.
crowd.
I don't know whether that's NFT projects. With Solana, I see a lot of meme tokens just getting created. You'll get 10, 20, 30 minutes of hype, and then it's gone, it's rugged, it's
Yeah,
done, and it's like, they're all. I was going to say, that they come across very childlike, but at the same
mm.
time, I suppose if it's your project and you're making, at least
Would you
a little
care? I
decent
don't
report.
know.
But I would personally,
I
it
would,
was
yeah,
it,
but
it's when we started this. This wasn't just a sort of right, off we go. We're building that, and then sort of walking away.
yeah,
It was more really for us for basically building and keep pushing with what we wanted to do with the ecosystem. So,
a lot of people with
um,
no morals though out there, Ash. That's the
oh,
problem.
it's one of the things we learned with X Walkers. Trust
Yeah.
trust matters to us. And Crystal will tell you, and so will Al. It's what we value probably more than most things.
I think trust goes a long, long way in the space. I really do. More
But,
than anything else.
yeah. Um, uh, and again, for me, I'm pretty much your age. I wouldn't do it in my real life.
No,
In my real job, it's sometimes I don't get it. I've seen a few projects lately, and to be honest, I've seen some absolutely cracking projects launch recently as well. But again, it's one of those. It's sort of at arm's length, with the
mm-mm.
exception of a couple.
With a with a with a big stick with a bit of shit on the end of it. Just give it a prod every now and then.
Yeah, it's again, I know what we're doing and I know what Crystal does for various other projects as well. Because at the end of that, Crystal's the backbone of everything NFT Evolutionz. She's the person with all the attention to detail and the sort of back end and the wallets and all those sort of bits. And um, it I don't see that attention from some of the projects.
Mm,
It's like a launch, off we go. Um,
I
you
do.
know, yeah, exactly. And when it dies down, screw it, we'll just walk away.
Yeah,
Uh,
just to leave it.
uh, and you guys have been around the XRPL for long enough. The
Oh,
last
yeah.
year or so, it's been quiet. But
It's
again,
been tough.
that's why we've been sort of sitting there building in the background, keep things ticking over, knowing what we wanted to do. And obviously, we're now just getting to the point where everything will start going, and hopefully, the community will reap the rewards.
Yeah, I think for it being quiet for, as we know, about a year or so, it's give people projects or teams or whatever, it's give them time to develop what they've been doing without
Yeah,
the, um, how can you say, without the demand for I want. It's given you time to step back and do what you actually want to do with the project.
yeah. As founders and devs, we were able to sit there and create our own roadmap on what we wanted to basically achieve for ourselves, for the
Mm,
community, for the ecosystem, for bringing in people to the XRPL and Corium and all the other bits, without, I suppose, a little bit of the distraction that goes on with the normal day to day of the projects.
yeah,
Um, but
and
again, I think the XRPL is picking up. I know Corium definitely is. That's getting a lot more traction. Um, yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm not saying I'm sort of energized like the Duracell bunny, but it's things are definitely starting to liven up. But, like I said, there's a couple of good projects I've got my eye on. Obviously, RVR being one of them.
Yeah.
Somebody else that's
I
been
mean,
around the blockchain for a long
exactly.
time.
We know him, so it's one of them.
Exactly.
You know it. You've known him that long that you can kind of trust him because we do know him. We've spoke with him.
Yeah.
We've interacted with him. He's not just someone out the
He,
blue who's
he's
just suddenly
he's part of
appeared.
the furniture.
He is, yeah.
Uh,
As
so
old gits have been here all this time.
yeah, exactly. So,
So
uh,
you've got a link there. Sorry, buddy. You've got a link there. Corium Punks.
mm,
Corium
sorry,
Punks. A link. You're having a
I'm
drink,
taking.
aren't you?
I've cracked a beer of
Ah,
Efes, which is a Turkish beer. I was feeling a bit
you
thirsty.
said
Yeah,
you were
Korean punks.
you said you were
Uh,
having a Guinness. You made me feel guilty. You were giving your Guinness
um,
up.
I've got to be honest. The thing for me is that if it's not coming out the draft, I stick
Mm.
to like in the house
Yeah,
having a bottle of beer.
yeah,
But obviously when I'm out, yeah, this is just the Korean punk site, by the way. It was just I'd pull it up for you. You know, the white paper's there, or the usual bits. But it's the same with the Evolutionz website. What we're actually currently doing at the minute is taking all the project websites down, and everything will be in the NFT Evolutionz,
right.
obviously web page, just to make things a little bit easier. Um, and again, from a managing point of view, even from a GoDaddy point of view, cutting down all the project's websites and domains and all the rest of it, and having it under one, uh,
Under one place.
it saves a
Makes
little bit of money as
sense.
well. Yeah,
And it
exactly. So
makes sense because everything's on that one site, so you don't
everybody
need
knows
all
where to find it.
five, 6 stuff. Yeah,
Exactly. And to be honest, that's exactly what we're going to do with the Discord. With a couple of the other projects. The Loco Poker will be in there. The Fortunes eventually will be in there. The Homies will be in there at some point. And again, hopefully that brings a lot of the community back together instead of having them spread across various Discords and
yeah.
Telegrams and all the rest of it. It's like a one-stop shop Discord for all the projects. As long as it doesn't get too messy, I can see it working. So, yeah, the
If it
punks. Yeah.
does, we have to have a word with Crystal, mate. If it does, sort it,
um,
woman.
so I'm not brave enough to say any of that, but you carry on. It's
Hey, mate, I'm a long distance. Well, I'm not that far from Crystal, I suppose. We're in the same
yeah.
country, so you
Yeah,
know.
I presume a couple of hours.
Yeah.
Crystal's down south.
No,
She
I
has a
won't
lot.
say that.
Yeah, she has a long arm. It doesn't matter where she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, it wouldn't be half as much fun without Crystal.
No,
But yeah,
she's a good laugh.
yeah, she helps everybody. There's that many projects. I'll just DM her asking for a bit of help and other bits. And um, again, it's what we've done and do. But yeah, the Korean Punks, yeah, that sold out on the XRPL. That was 2,500. We launched on the XRPL before the Korean mainnets went live. Obviously, Korean rewards. The Korean Punks on the Korean mainnet launched on the bids platform. Not entirely sure how many we've actually got left on the bids site. Still a fair few, but again, rewards a start. We're looking at swapping a few bits and pieces with that. And about 2 months ago, we launched the Punks token using the Nickers, what's the name of the new site? The cruise control platform. I think I've actually pulled that up somewhere. It's in the middle. For the actual, the Punks token. Again, it's a bit of fun. It was a supply of 10 million right from the start. Devs don't get an allocation and all the usual little bits. It's sitting there with what's that, 11,000 market cap, etc. Um, but again, it's a bit of fun. There's a few bits that we're going to do with the punks and Corium Community DAO, Chris from them, with their CCD tokens, where there'll be engagements and other little bits and pieces going on. But again, it gives another, I suppose, DeFi bit to the project.
And gives the community something extra as well. Gives them something.
Yeah, people like the tokens. People, you've got a wide range of people that come into, I suppose, NFT Evolutionz. It's not just for the NFTs. It's not just for the tokens. It's not just for the validator and it's staking on there. There's lots of other stuff, I suppose, going on that'll actually bring people in to basically be part of the community. But again, for me, tokens, I'm more of a sort of light-hearted sort of person when it comes to the tokens. I didn't know enough about liquidity pools and all the other little bits that go with it when we first started putting stuff together. It's a learning curve for me just as much, I suppose, as some of the community that were just probably into NFTs and thought, right, we'll buy X amount of the token, see where it goes, what it does. But certainly for the Ripwalk token, which is attached to the walkers, it really did start very light-hearted. But because we joined the Opulence X farmers and their liquidity pools, which then gives the Ripwalk holders proper airdrops from other communities.
Yeah.
We then decided to approach Fortunes, and with the Fortunes, I suppose, gambling part, the sort of coin flip and the blackjack and the soon to be released Plinko, all the tokens that are actually gambled and the house profits, those tokens are burnt. So you're creating that sort of basically deflationary tokenomics behind the token.
Yeah.
The sort of mechanics behind it is whatever's left at the end of the month or the 3 months from Ripwalk in the Fortunes that has actually been gained, it's just burnt. And there are other projects in there currently, like Sigma and Army, are both in there that their holders can coin flip and play blackjack with, and obviously Plinko at some point in the next couple of weeks. So again, creating that deflationary tokenomics, it gives that sort of token a little bit more utility, I suppose would be the word.
Yeah. And you've acquired Loco Poker as well, is it? Is it Loco Poker?
Yeah, it was Loco Poker. Obviously, we rebranded it to Loco Evo.
Right.
Obviously, after the Richter. There's no polite way of saying it. He did a runner.
Ripped off.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Richter did one. We were approached by basically the people that created the poker site with I don't know if you know Sizzle McHappy. He was one of the admin, and he'd sort of invested heavily into the project, and even took his money along with him when Richter went, just to see if we'd take it over and relaunch it. And obviously do something with it. Um, it's been a little bit of a more of a longer journey than I thought it was going to be to actually get it launched. Pure and simply, we've added several layers of security in there. We've added some extra tokens, Corium being one of them. There's been some of the legal stuff that we hadn't expected, but again, that's all been sorted. I know Pistol and Sizzle have been in there over the last couple of days, sort of beta testing and beta testing and doing various other little bits. It's all good. We're going to do a little bit of a beta test for a few of the community just to give it an actual, I suppose, once over, putting the
stress test.
Yeah, that's a better word for it. Stress test, just to make sure everything. Yeah, but there's no point launching and then something goes tits up. There's nothing worse as a
halfway
project.
through,
Yeah,
about 100 people in there. Hang on a minute.
yeah, exactly. And everyone's looking at the old little
Everyone was
egg
winning
timer
as
spinning
well.
round. Yeah,
Yeah,
obviously. But
I was winning, sir.
and again, some of that, there's multi-sig wallets that have been put in there. There's a little bit in and around the legal stuff. We wanted it right, and it won't launch until it's right. And we've messed around since, we thought it would be out in May, but we've carried on messing around. But again, it will get launched with XRP, Corium, Solana, AVAX, HBAR, and all those wallets, touchwood, should be working perfectly. We're actually putting, a sort of affiliate program together as well. So if you're bringing in your communities to play, you'll get X amount of percentage of, the rake and what they're spending, etc., etc.
That's a good idea.
We
Encourages
wanted
other
to.
projects to come in.
For me personally, I like poker. There's a lot of communities out there that enjoy poker. It's a good way to bring the community together. It's a um,
I think it's a fun thing for the community. Some people take it serious, but I just enjoy the fun side of it. I really do. Getting to talk to people and have a laugh and a giggle, and
we did it at the start of X Walkers where we use poker now, and one of the other founders had put a bounty on my head for knocking me out, and I'd do the same to that, and there's certain community members. It's a good way to spend your Friday night if you're not going out on the weekends, etc. It's I'm looking forward to it because we've got a lot of connections with the XRPL, Corium, even AVAX, a couple with HBAR, but for me, actually getting the platform up and running, the plan is to still try and make I suppose the loco lizards and lions as whole as we possibly can. We've sort of semi made that loco promise. It's not a massive promise because if the site isn't making money, we don't want to overpromise that you're going to get something back if
you're out of pocket.
Yeah, exactly. We've got to see how it launches, how it works, how is it paying for itself? It's not a free site to use. So
and it wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fault. It got rugged or anything. It's not. We didn't do it, so we're not accountable or anything for that.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's why we put the message out there right at the start when we took it over. Don't just burn your lizards and lions. We will be trying to do something for that community as we go along. But if you sit there on a space or in public and say, I absolutely promise you'll get X, Y, Z. Somebody will throw that back in your face in 6 months and say you didn't do that.
Someone will have taped it. You said
yeah, the plan is to do something. We're just not going to overpromise yet. You know, if we
Mm,
can, we will. And I suppose that's the easiest way to sort of leave it. If we
yeah.
can, we will. And that's why, you know, Sizzle was there at the start. He wanted to make sure the community was, yeah, a little bit, yeah, given a little bit back
Thought
to.
of.
Yeah, yeah, it is. You know, there was a lot of people in Lizards that were in our project as well, so it
Mm,
wasn't just you know, them. You know, we heard about it right from the start. But you know, if we can do something, we will. Uh, and
lovely.
and again, it's just one of those that you've seen it a few times. I think what was the other one? Stern Owls. A couple of years
Yeah.
back, that was another project that just disappeared, and they'd got a lot of our core heroes. And what Crystal did was redirect the funds from the devs' wallets to the community, and she distributed it to the community because he'd
Yeah.
rugged the project, and there was
Mm,
no way he was getting our rewards. So
no, no.
we sent it to the community instead. But,
Good.
everybody hates a rugger. But,
Oh man, you know us some
but,
ruggers. Oh,
yeah, but, don't get you started.
no, no, not on ruggers. I mean, they're worse than the Birmingham, aren't they?
Oof. Oh, but, that was another good win at the weekend. I
It was
smiled.
3-0. And me. So, any other kind of little tidbit for everyone, buddy, before we
Okay.
go?
So I suppose obviously, you know, we've pretty much covered the fortunes. You know, that will be launching in a couple of weeks. You know, that will, well, you know, basically we're going to launch the Plinko. Um, I think I covered pretty much everything. You know, with the tokens on there. I'm trying to think what else. Obviously, real world assets. We've got that coming at the end of the year, and that's basically a project that, if you know, Herbal Seeker is in quite a few projects in around the XRPL. We'll be introducing real world assets in the form of cocktails, mocktails, and other stuff. They're basically an AI brand that are actually producing these cocktails and mocktails and canned versions in the US in New York. They've been
Ah,
putting out
nice.
uh, various events, including the UN and other nightclubs and other stuff. I suppose can send you some more information on that. But you know, the issue is for me at the minute, being in Cyprus, you can't send alcohol across from the States
No.
as packaging and other bits. But you know, there is a plan in place for the mocktails at least to start getting some samples out there. But
Ah,
that will be an ex Walkers, and again, it's the real world asset side of things. Um, Again, if we're coming to the close, I won't go into too much of the detail on it, but
keep some
uh,
secrets, Ash. Keep some secrets. Keep them guessing, buddy.
again,
Keep
it's
them
one of those,
guessing.
isn't it? Real world assets. I think, you know, NFTs. You know, when it comes to real world assets, will have a massive part to play.
I think that's where things need to go with NFTs, real world assets, real world stuff.
Yeah, but I can see them working. But, yeah, from our side, you know, it's a proper little ecosystem going along under the NFT Evolutionz banner. You know, with the validators and DeFi and gaming and NFTs and real world assets and whatever else we'll think of tomorrow morning
Whatever
when you
else
know
you'll think of, yeah.
it's again, you know, I'm a big fan of the real world asset side of things, and that's just pure and simple. I like the sort of in real life meeting.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were out in Las Vegas for the XRP conference back in May, and messing around on a little bit of a day drinking bit with some of the Signal Boys and some of the other projects over there that, Text XRP and some of the others. I think that really helps when you're building the communities within the XRPL. If you're there in real life,
Meeting.
and yeah, exactly. That has a massive part to play.
Definitely.
So,
MD, any
so
questions, buddy?
No, I think we pretty much covered most of the things that you wanted to cover, right, Ash? Or do you got anything else?
yeah,
Any
no,
surprises?
no. Obviously, the cocktail side of things, that will get announced later on during the year. Obviously, Fortunes, we're hoping to get launched. The Plinko game to go with that. Hopefully, we'll be able to announce that in a couple of weeks. The same as the poker. We did a call earlier on. Obviously we're going to do some beta testing this week. Hopefully, that will be mid October when that starts going. But I think I've pretty much covered everything. It's if I've forgotten anything, Chris will only tell me after she's watched the video back, and she'll say,
"We'll
you
handle
didn't
her,
mention
mate.
that."
We'll handle her. Well, she
You
can do it
didn't.
next time. That's what I say. If you're a good
But,
woman, you come on. There you
so
go.
she's not been very well the last
No, bless her.
3 or 4 days. A little bit of
Bless her.
Get well.
I think
Get well soon.
I think it was supposed to have been COVID, but I'm presuming it was man flu.
Woman can't do man flu, mate.
If you haven't been out of bed for a couple of days, it must have been man flu.
No.
I know she said it was worse than childbirth. So.
Okay.
It ain't man flu then, is it?
That makes sense.
What about you guys? What's the gossip from you guys? I know you did RVR yesterday and this week.
RVR.
We did the junkies with the Nexus project. That's a pretty big one.
To be honest, actually, we had some time off just due to needing time off, but we're hoping to start getting back on track again now. We just needed a break, to be honest.
Yeah. You'll get it.
We noticed that since last year when XRP kind of did a 5x, right, in price, everything kind of died down. All the projects went in sleep mode, and maybe now everybody came to the realization that things are going to stay around that level. And a lot of the NFT projects kind of took a hit with that as well. People aren't buying as much, minting as much.
Yeah.
We noticed that overall, that things got a bit quiet all around the Discords as well. And so we took a break like everyone else. But like Nick says, we're back, kind of back. Yeah, we're back.
Yeah, I get it. We've seen a few people sort of coming back in. We know who's quiet, who supports, who's generally around. I don't blame anybody for definitely having a Web3 break. Some days I could just go and put my phone in the drawer and just hit the Guinness. But
I might have a Friday Web3 day.
Well, again, I know you'll be around at about 7:30 ish my time, so 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
The usual good morning.
The usual Friday.
What I was going to say, what do you guys think of it? Because I saw a message in RVR yesterday, about AI. Do you think AI is killing a bit of I suppose crypto? It's I do a lot of my little, I suppose, jokes and images and other bits using AI, and without it, I wouldn't be half as funny. But it was just one of the messages from Spectrum yesterday, and I think AI is enhancing the Web3 space, but
not really looked into it, mate. To be honest, not really.
Just curious. Just thought I'd throw a question back at you guys.
There you go.
We're not used to that.
It back. To be honest, I've not really looked. I've seen his post, but I've not really looked into anything about it, what it was about, or anything. I mean, you're not getting rid of AI, so
Yeah,
it's sooner or later it's going to come into Web3. It's going to do things that we don't know it's going to do, and it's here to stay. You're not getting rid of it. Put it that way.
yeah.
Definitely not.
But yeah, I just, for me, when I saw the sort of post, it was, it helps me out. I can create that comedy meme or something like that.
Yeah,
To answer
you'd
somebody
be
else.
I think you'd be foolish to ignore it. Put it that way.
Yeah,
Yeah, I think you want to keep up with things and
You need
maybe
to utilize it if you can.
utilize it, keep
yeah,
up, but try to be smarter than AI because
Yeah.
you don't want to dumb down your own brain and stop
yeah,
being.
yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Uh?
I think you can. I think you can learn from it as well.
Well, people they stop thinking, right? And then where are we going to be? I mean, they're already not thinking. Most people aren't thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a
Well,
bit
you're not
worried with
allowed to
Yeah.
that.
think in the UK anymore, but that's
No,
a political view.
no. Jesus, no, Ash. We're probably being
So,
watched now in case I've said
yeah,
anything.
I was just about to say you might have to delete that, otherwise,
Yeah,
there'll be
they'll
somebody
probably be
waiting for
knocking
me.
on my door. They'll probably knock on my door in a minute. Did you say
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Yes, mate.
you're not allowed an opinion anymon, but that's
No,
far
no.
too political
Yeah,
for a YouTube
for
channel.
a YouTube about evolution. An NFT goes in
Yeah.
political.
Oh, Jesus.
Well, I
Anyway,
think,
Ash,
yeah, I think we want to wrap it up here. Anything
Okay.
else? Any final words? Where can people find you?
Uh,
Discord mostly?
Yeah, Discord. I'm in the NFT Evolutionz Discord. Several other Discords. I like to keep.
We'll have the
You know,
links up
yeah,
for sure.
we'll put the links to
Thank
much
you
your
for being
website
here.
and
appreciated.
that.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, and we'll have you
Always
back
a
when you have
pleasure.
news. Thank you so
Thanks
much.
ever so much, Ash. Thank you, Ash. Up the
Always a
city.
always a pleasure, guys. Talk to you in
Thank
a
you,
bit.
Ash. And on that note, to the moon.